let me tell you where we are in Dallas, and I'll try to be as brief as possible so that the rest of the panel can have their opportunity to go over what they've done. First of all, Dallas ISD, we're very fortunate, we're very blessed that under President Obama and Congress's plan, we're going to get significant dollars. We're going to get probably $60 million in title and then another $40 million in IDEA. However, there are a lot of strings attached to that. And out of that $60 million in title, what we've decided to do is give them, we have 5 priorities. Campus-based allocations for interventions and enrichment, and that ensures supplemental services. District-wide support for struggling schools, improved college readiness, improved graduation rates, and reducing dropouts and building teacher capacity. So those are the 5 themes that we're going to spend district-wide, and the campuses will have the guidance to spend on that. The campuses are getting 60% of those funds. So they're going to get a 60% on a per student allocation increase over their title funds. So these are going to be significant dollars, but they can only spend in those 5 areas. What Jarrell talked about, and I don't think many of you really understood or understand what's coming. When he said you're going to have to make application, that's for the state stabilization fund. That means money you normally would get in your allocations, now you have to apply for them because the state did this shift and they funded this appropriations out of this state stabilization fund. So we're going to have to create documents on how we apply for money that we've always gotten. So just be prepared for that. Jarrell said be bold, and we've tried to be bold. I hope, Jarrell, you can still say that after what we've tried. And we've been told no by people from TEA that when we tried to lay out these priorities that we're doing district-wide. We've tried to be bold, and we've been told no. One of the things that we were going to do, we have 5 district-wide priorities that we were going to spend the balance. Remember, 60% of the campuses, the balance, 40% were for the district initiatives. One of the district initiatives, we found out we had so many overage high school students. We have students that are 19 years old that have 2 or 3 credits in the 9th grade. And we wanted to have some specific initiatives to help these young people so they're not in our classrooms with 14-year-old girls at a comprehensive high school. So we had some specific initiatives that we had set aside to start an overage campus and initiatives for our overage students. And we were just told last Friday we couldn't use the money for that. So we're going to scratch that one. We go to our other 4. The other one was that the district has improved significantly in performance. We've gone from 47 to 100 in 2 years, from 47 recognized and exemplary campuses to 132 recognized and exemplary campuses in 2 years. And and that's 60% of our schools have done that. We have some issues district-wide where we have some performance gaps. We have some performance gaps in African American students in mathematics. So one of our initiatives is we started an initiative a couple of years ago that was very successful at the middle school. And then this year, we had 5 high schools that had gone, comprehensive high schools that became recognized this year. But some of the things that we're going to try to fund are some initiatives in African American performance in math. So we're going to support that. The next thing we wanted to do is we took our lowest performing schools and put them in the superintendent's learning community. And what we were going to do is going to have a longer school year, a longer school day for those schools so they could get out of triage, so they could get at the level of other schools. And we were told, no, you can't do that. You can't have a longer school day or a longer school year and fund it with this Title State Stabilization Fund. So what we decided to do, since we keep getting told no, we decided to have a high school early start summer academy for all schools. So all of our 9th graders coming into the high school this year they're going to come to school early. We start the last week of August, we're going to start 2 weeks early. All of our students, the freshmen, are going to be required to come to school. We've sold the parents on this. They're going to have to take math and science classes for 2 weeks. They're going to get a jump start on the first 6 weeks curriculum that we have in our curriculum planning guides in our school district. And then we're also going to have enrichment activities for them in the afternoon to get the hook to get these kids. Because by that time, by August, the parents are ready to send them to us. Even though Senator Lucio and some of them won't let us have them, we're going to go ahead and take the freshmen and bring them up and have this intensive academic camp for 2 weeks. So when they start 9th grade, they will be caught up. and then we'll have this intensive work. Now, we've been told yes on that so far, so we're trying to be bold with that and trying to hang on to that one. So we're excited about that. We think it'll have a big payoff. By the way, last year we had tremendous success on our 9th grade initiative that we started in Dallas. We had double-digit gains in math and science for 9th graders, math, in Dallas ISD on our tax test because of some other things we peeled back the onion with this consortium we're in with the Chicago Public Schools. So that's the third thing we're going to do. The fourth thing we're going to do is provide an enrichment or transition for immigrant and refugee students. And so far that's been left okay, so we're moving forward with that. And then of course, the fifth thing we're going to do is partial support for previously approved Title I initiatives, professional development interventions, some of our instructional coaches. We've had tremendous success with our instructional coach model. We have instructional coaches for math, science, reading, for our struggling schools. Unfortunately, not all of our schools have those, and that's been an issue because under title funds, are you going to provide it for all schools, or are you going to just provide it for some schools? So we can't afford to have an instructional coach for every school, so we focus on our Tier 1 and Tier 2 lowest performing schools. And so we hope to be able to continue that. We also have, of course, we're the fiscal agent for some other private schools, so we had to have some set-asides for homeless and private nonprofit schools that we're the fiscal agent for. So we had to factor all that in. We've had a task force of people that have worked on this for several months. We've been trying to be bold, and we've been told no most of the time. Now, let me also tell you the other thing that wasn't said on the slides before by our great associate commissioner. And, Dallas ISD, we're thankful. We're thankful for a lot of things. But one thing we're thankful for is that we're going to get $23 million, new dollars, under this funding formula that's been approved under House Bill 3646. 23 million. 21 million are dedicated for salary increases for teachers, nurses, counselors, librarians, and what's the fifth group? So that's, yeah, so it's speech pathologists. So that's 21 of the 23 million new dollars are dedicated, and we have no flexibility. We have $2 million left for everything else. So while we're appreciative, we don't like the strings attached. Part of that was the interpretation of the cross-the-board rates for them, and then they said you had to match the step. So the step combined those two, we got $21 million earmarked. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're excited. We want to be bold, Jarrell, and anytime you can get them to have us, give us a little more flexibility, we'd certainly appreciate it. Dr. Folks?
I'm going to wrap up. I got a lot to say, but I'll be very quick. I'm going to let these guys go next. All right.
Well, thank you very much. Reese Blinkhorn. I'm with Brownwood ISD. Real quick, we have about 30